Hi, my name is Mary. Today FM plays the best music in Lambasa. Today FM rocks.
My name is Thomas. I'm here in Nakasi and I like to listen to Today FM because it rocks.
My name is Milenia. Today FM rocks here in Singatoka.
My name is Alfriti and Today FM rocks here in Tavua.
My name is Mary Jane. I love listening to Today FM here in Ba. Today FM rocks.
My name is Ilaiti Ambal and I love listening to Today FM. Today FM rocks here in Nursery.
Today's hit music on Today FM.
In the news tonight, FRCS raised concern on dishonesty of paying tax, lack of action from opposition members. NFPC takes pledge to stand against hate speech.
From the studios of FBC Suba, Amrita Sagar.
Fiji Revenue and Customs Service CEO Vishwanath Das says there is an evident tax-paying culture of dishonesty. He says there are many cases where Fijians make fraudulent claims for value-added tax refunds in addition to making no actual VAT payments. He highlighted the issue before the Public Accounts Committee, who are currently scrutinizing the FRCS's audit report on the management of the duty concession scheme. Maggie Boyle reports.
The tax-paying population culture in Fiji of dishonesty.
The head of Revenue and Customs highlighting an entrenched challenge.
We have people lodge VAT returns, they lodge returns for refunds only. So the month is payable, they don't lodge returns. The month is refund, they want to lodge returns to get a refund. So then our system, our IT system will not allow the refunds to be processed because there is outstanding returns. So that needs to be sorted out.
The CEO was responding to Government MP and PAC member Vijendra Prakash on why some VAT refunds take a long time.
So many businesses out there also, reasonably small mom and dad, we certainly want them to grow. It's nothing against them. But the point being, they are not registered for VAT, yet they are issuing VAT invoices. So then for another taxpayer to take the invoice and make a VAT claim, no VAT has been collected on it or no VAT has been paid to the state on it. There's no refund entitlement on it.
Das says to counter these issues, improved technology is one of their key avenues.
The VAT monitoring system that we have introduced now, gradually, the idea is that, again, right at the point of transaction, the determination is already made whether there is VAT claimable or not claimable. So when you leave it to manual invoices, there's room for manipulation.
The CEO says they continue to work on their reforms, pushing voluntary compliance, enabling self-assessments and better support for taxpayers. Maggie Boyle, FBC News.
The government has yet again taken a swipe at the opposition for their lack of urgency and action to mitigate the efforts of climate change. Minister responsible for climate change, Ayaan Said Qayyum, is appalled with the opposition's view regarding the country's efforts made so far to challenge this disaster. Rachel Nath with the details.
It must be a collective national effort when it comes to action against climate change. However, the government claims the opposition is lacking behind.
You need to anticipate these things. You need to be strategic about it. You need to have a forward-looking plan. Of course, if you don't react to it, some politicians even they think climate change is a big joke. Or some people say, well, don't go overseas and talk about these issues or don't draw the connectivities. Well, that's actually quite silly. Because you need to be able to connect with the international community, you need to be able to draw the synergies, you need to be able to draw the development assistance.
Incorrect statements about climate change were made by the opposition in previous parliamentary sittings, which were addressed by the government.
And their understanding of COP23 is about the Billy race.
The Honourable Karavaki say that climate change is a hoax.
The opposition has rebutted the minister's comments, stating this is a new opposition.
Don't know why he would have said that. We are a new opposition. The elections have happened in 2018. We are, just recently constituted, and we do take climate change seriously because it's not a joke.
The opposition says it is singing the same song as the government and wants to work together.
As opposition, we contend that it's no longer an issue for government or opposition. It's together that we need to look at the effects of climate change and battle it together, because we are no longer just accounting to half the population that voted us in, we are accounting to every single person in this country.
Meanwhile, the Prime Minister is also calling on every citizen of this globe to act now as the onus rests upon us. Rachel Nath, FBC News.
A change in mentality is needed across all corners of society in terms of our attitude towards employment. This was highlighted by Prime Minister Bainimarama during the Energy Fiji Limited Awards night. Bainimarama says the EFL staff are a great example of how hard work is clearly part of their philosophy. Savara Tambua reports more than 20 EFL employees were awarded for their hard work last night.
EFL's employees' hard work is evident in their efforts to restore normalcy after the devastating tropical cyclone Winston in 2016.
When international experts said it would likely take years to restore the damage that was done to our power grid, I knew this was unacceptable, and we needed to get Fiji back on track for the sake of our people and our economy. EFL worked overtime to exceed expectations.
Bainimarama says EFL sees the need for employees to perform at a standard of excellence and understand that salaries are not given but are earned. EFL board chair says it's not easy for an organization like EFL to succeed, but hard work from all employees has made this possible.
We sustain ourselves by having financial prudence and ensuring that our debt covenants are met annually and able to borrow and grow annually.
27-year-old Kishan Kumar was a happy man last night, being awarded the 2018 Employee of the Year.
There's no words I could express it. I'm just really happy and I'm really appreciative they saw what I did.
Team Generation Lambasa awarded 2017 Health and Safety Team of the Year, while Devashna Naikar has been awarded 2017 Employee of the Year. Sapira Tambua, FBC News.
In light of the recent race-based terror attack in New Zealand, the Fiji Broadcasting Corporation is taking a pledge to stand against hate speech. Chief Executive Riyaz Said Qayyum says the concerns of fake news, hate speech, prejudice and racial remarks have skyrocketed in Fiji. Said Qayyum adds, as a public service broadcaster, FBC has decided to take action and encourage Fijians to refrain from engaging in hate speech while practicing responsibility in free speech.
So everyone's on Facebook, everyone's saying something or the other, and we just want to remind people that, hey, this is no good. And we're not telling them that this is no good. It's the social media users who themselves have now realized, because of all these events that have happened in the last 2-3 weeks, that, you know, maybe we should step back and look at the situation and correct ourselves first before we try and correct someone else. And, you know, because if someone is the victim of hate speech and prejudice and racism today, it could be you tomorrow.
Still to come, FSC capital projects progressing as planned. And plans to build new Nursery Hospital stopped. Stay with us for more details.
Nambula FM, nambandua na sere.
Hoya uvasit sai sai lambasa, ya ndo talita ina warong nambula FM nambandua na sere.
Gua do tumeli aku na tau no hinga toka. Talita kina na warong nambula FM nambandua na sere.
Wana tunga nambula FM nambandua na sere nambuan.
Na vengo fane na tau ne ngo singa toka. Kita ndo talita kana nambula FM nambandua na sere.
Bula FM nambandua.
For the first time ever, Interfaith Fiji presented a prayer inside the 96-year-old Gurdwara Sahib in Samambola today during their inaugural ceremony. The head priest of the Samambola Sikh temple says this is being done to breach gaps between faith groups. Kritika Kumar reports.
In an effort to break the chain on religious intolerance, the Samambola Sikh temple has allowed interfaith prayers to be held inside the temple.
What we have done is try and break that chain. We've had Islam community, Christian community, the Sikh community and the Hindu community get together and actually perform a universal prayer inside the Gurdwara, which other faith groups can actually follow and act on if they really want to perceive world peace and unity and religious harmony.
Today was another milestone for the temple in Samambula, as they have invested around $750,000 and have successfully installed new domes.
There are always 5 domes on the top of the Gurudwara, and that's what we wanted to bring, but we did not have the facilities in Fiji, so we had to import it from Amritsar. That's why the costing has been upgraded to $750,000, and that cost was in the budget, and when we finalize the project, it remains the same.
Architect John Orton revealed some of the challenges faced, as the Gurudwara is one of the heritage sites under the National Trust of Fiji.
New requirements of the building were met, but at the same time the heritage listing was maintained in a way which the National Heritage Council were happy with.
The temple has some significant features, which includes a water reservoir running underneath. Kritika Kumar, FBC News.
All off-season mill maintenance and capital projects for the 3 mills in the country are progressing as planned. Fiji Sugar Corporation CEO Graham Clark says they will invest $30 million in total capital projects this year. Felipe Naikaso has more.
The Fiji Sugar Corporation is trying to ensure that mills are sufficiently upgraded before the 2019 crushing season begins. The Rarawai mill will see the largest capital project in FSC with the full refurbishment of its boiler.
That is a large capital project. It's worth about $9.3 million. We currently have about 30 expatriate engineers from India working on that project. I was there this morning, and I must say the progress level is impressive.
For Fiji's largest mill, Lautoka, Clark says it is getting an upgrade in controls and instrumentation to allow the factory to run more consistently. So far this year, favorable weather has also been conducive to good cane growth, with a total of 5,200 hectares of new planting has been completed. The FSC has commended the planting efforts by growers.
We would expect the crop at this early stage to be in the region of 10% up on last year. We'll do our final verifications in April. You know, growers are talking about a bumper crop. Other people are talking about a much better crop and what have you, but I think we'd rather just let the numbers be what they're going to be once we've done our technical evaluation in the field.
The announcement on the start dates for the 2019 season will be made by the end of next month. Felipe Naikaso, FBC News.
Qantas is saying Bola to Fiji for the first time in nearly 20 years, with the new direct flight from Sydney taking off today in time for the April school holidays. The direct service will operate 4 times a week to Nadi, the country's main tourism gateway, with a Boeing 737 aircraft, meeting growing demand from customers wanting a premium travel option to the islands. The flights add to Jetstar's direct services, which also operates 4 times a week and will see the Qantas Group offer customers more than 75,000 seats on the route annually and the choice to fly to the popular holiday destination 6 days a week. Qantas flights QF101 arrived in Nadi earlier this afternoon, greeted by a water cannon salute, and the new flights will be a win for the more than 365,000 Australians who travel to Fiji each year. Fiji looks forward to working with Qantas to grow Australian tourism numbers for the benefit of the Fijian economy. Plans for the new Nursery Hospital at Vunivivi Hill have been halted due to an unfavourable geotechnical report. However, Minister for Health Dr. Ifiremi Wangainambete says they're working on improving the capabilities of the existing Nursery Health Centre. Savaratambo reports plans are already in place to increase the capacity of the Nursery Health Facility.
Given numerous concerns raised about the hospital not meeting the growing population of the Nursery area, the ministry is looking at ways to solve the issue.
In Nursery, we have the Nursery Health Centre and the maternity unit. There's an accommodation block for doctor which is actually vacant at the moment. So that's being actually transformed with the budget that we've had for this financial year, the government financial year. We're using that budget to transform that government quarters to be able to use that space for maternal and child health.
Wangainambete says they understand that sometimes the hospital is overcrowded. The Level Provincial Council Chair, Rusete Tunravu, says he is pleased with the improvement of health services in the area.
Especially coming from his mouth in terms of the developments, what is expected in Teleb. As you know, that even our concern was Nursery Health Center, because it also covers our data from the Rewa Delta.
Nursery Health Center is open 24 hours a day in response to increased demand for better health services from the Nursery, Rewa, and Naitasiri area. Samira Tambua, FBC News.
Nothing will stop you if you have the heart and the will to achieve anything in life. This is what best describes Special Games gold medalist Tevita Kete as more than hundreds of people gathered to celebrate his achievement in Gusui Savu village in Naitasiri yesterday. In our successful Fijian segment tonight, our reporter Melita Vanga was part of the celebration. Will tell us more of how the 17-year-old defied all odds to win gold in the 1,500-meter race in Abu Dhabi 2 weeks ago.
Successful Fijians is brought to you by the Fiji Development Bank, your partner in progress.
Shout of joy echoed at Nursery Savu village as their golden boy arrives with his spoil from the Special Olympics. The heavy downpour did not deter the celebration as Tevita Kete was given a grand entrance in the village hall and was welcomed in a traditional ceremony accorded by the villagers.
I want to take this time to thank each and every one of you who have contributed in my son's achievement, and we didn't expect this feast. We don't have anything in return to thank you all, but I pray that the Lord Almighty will bless us.
Kete was praised and applauded by his family and as well from the villagers.
There is the only child in his family, and we are so proud of him for what he has achieved. He has made all his uncle, aunties, parents, and the whole Nursery Savu village proud. And tonight we hold a big feast to thank him.
His coach, Nishal Karan, echoes how Kete was disqualified in his race, even though he finished first.
We were very disappointed when we went up to the LOC, Local Organizing Committee, and we inquired why this came up. Only thing came up from them was the divisioning process, which we accepted. But and then again, we had our queries there with us, so we had to fill our protest form, and then we were just quite lucky, and then with the blessings, we got it.
Kete went on and thanked everyone who were behind his preparation to the games, especially his grandfather, who he refers to as his inspiration.
After I won the race and later I was disqualified, I hugged my mom and we were crying because I knew that gold belongs to me, but it was given to the Pakistan athlete. We managed to pray again with my mom, and later I was told that the gold medal will be given to me.
Kete proves that despite his disability, he's able to achieve what a normal person can achieve on world stage, and his achievement will always be cherished in Nursery Savu. Melita Vanga, FBC News.
Successful Fijians is brought to you by the Fiji Development Bank, your partner in progress.
Coming up in sports, Fiji Sevens engages in scrimmage session. And Ratunavula dedicate win to victims of last year's Nambo accident. Details after the break.
Voila, I am Eleanor. For the best classic hits, I only listen to Gold FM here in Singapore. Gold FM, only the classic hits.
My name is Seni Rawa. I love listening to Gold FM here in Nursery. Gold FM, only the classic hits.
My name is Dino. I'm from Outrigger, Coral Coast, Singapore. I love listening to Gold FM, only the classic hits.
My name is Salote. I love listening to Gold FM here in Nursery. Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Bula, my name is Marida. Gold FM plays the best classics here in Outrigger, Singapore.
Gold FM, only the classic hits.
The Fiji Airways men's seven side had a scrimmage session against host Hong Kong yesterday. Coach Gareth Baber says the session is important for his team to help them acclimatise before the Hong Kong Sevens kicks off on Friday. Baber says they will continue to train up until the game day, as this will assist them in building momentum.
I'd like to do that to obviously get over the flight itself and get the players to the tournament city so they can take the city in, get acclimatised and pretty much get rid of the journey and get on with the training and to keep the focus that we need, obviously, going into a tough tournament next weekend. So we go in a little bit early. We have obviously training venues booked through the weekend and into next week, and then we'll go into the tournament hotel on the Monday.
The Ratunavula Sea Eagles dedicated its Bati Shield victory to the families of the Ratunavula student who lost their lives in the Nambo accident last year. After dethroning champions RKS last week and again booking a place in the final next weekend, Ratunavula's coach Bale Garanivalu says they owe the school and the Vanua of Nandi the win. Koroy Tandulala reports.
Ratunavula Sea Eagles coach Bale Garanivalu says the win is important for his team to give back to the school and commemorate the students who lost their lives in last year's accident.
They knew what they were up against. From the tragic events of last year at Nambo and things that were going against us in many different ways. They had to do something. They had to give back to the school, to the Vanua Nandi and to their families for having faith in each other, in them, and bringing back the victory.
Team captain Chonetani Nambokini says the thoughts of losing their friends last year fueled their win yesterday.
They play an important role for us. They always back us, back in school. Our parents, always supporting us. Even the school. We are preparing for 90 soon, but they give their best to support us. I'd just like to thank parents.
The Ratunavula Sea Eagle will take on QVS Knights in the secondary school rugby league grand final at Gavi Park in Tavua next weekend. Koroy Tandulala, FBC Sports.
The Fiji Netball Association is conducting a workshop that targets younger umpires to develop their skills and learn the trade of officiating netball matches. Fiji Netball Vice President Rudy Vamaitonga says a lot of umpires and officials in the country are approaching retirement age. Koroy Tandalala reports.
Youngest participant, 15-year-old Vitaeli Malemba, says she is hoping to pursue umpiring as a professional career, a path that many youngsters are unaware of.
My coaches, as we go for trainings in the afternoons, they would tell me to coach or umpire the small ones. So I started taking up umpiring there. So my coaches told me to come to this workshop.
Fiji Netball Vice President Rudy Vaumaitonga says the clinic is aimed at developing younger umpires and officials to take the leading role for netball in the future.
If you notice, we've targeted the young age group, between 15 to 18. And the reason why we are targeting the younger girls is because at least they can go a long way in achieving their highest New Zealand badge, which is New Zealand.
The Maitonga adds they plan to expand the training and workshops to other parts of Fiji later this year. Koroy Tandulala, FBC Sports.
Melbourne Rebels playmaker Quade Cooper had the last laugh after playing in a starring role that helped thrash his former club Queensland Reds 32-13 yesterday at Suncorp Stadium. In his first Super Rugby match against the Reds since his departure from the Reds, Cooper set up 2 tries for the Rebels to secure the win. Manchester City cruised back to the top of the Premier League standing as they beat strugglers Fulham 2-0 to their 8th consecutive defeat. There is a trough of low pressure that remains slow-moving over the group, so associated cloud and showers will continue to affect the country. We take a look in the west. It was fine weather apart from afternoon or evening showers. Isolated thunderstorms with heavy falls are likely. And moving on to Pacific Harbour to Suva, occasional showers with isolated thunderstorms and heavy falls are still expected. Up north, cloudy periods with some showers and afternoon or evening thunderstorms and heavy falls are expected. Now at sea, northerly winds 15 to 20 knots, moderate to rough seas, moderate southerly swells. The tides, low tide will be at 9:20 p.m, high tide will be at 3:18 tomorrow morning. Sunrise will be at 6:09. As for tomorrow, occasional showers with isolated heavy falls over the Lau and Lamaiviti group. The eastern parts and the interior of the other larger islands is forecast. And as we look further on to Tuesday, you can expect much of the same conditions. Recapping the main stories, FRCS raised concern on dishonesty of paying tax, lack of action from opposition members. And FBC takes pledge to stand against hate speech. For these stories and others, you can tune in daily to our sister radio station, Gold FM. To our poll question segment, this week we're asking, should motorists who continue to break road rules have their license suspended? You can visit our FPC website to answer. Or do send us newsworthy pictures and videos on email fpcnews@fpc.com.fj or share it with us for our Facebook page FPC News. You can also follow and tweet us your news tips at FPC News or simply hashtag FPC News. And that was your FPC News for tonight. Until next time, good night.
Hi, I'm Jyotishma. I'm from Singatoka. I love listening to Mirchi FM. Mirchi FM is hot.
Mirchi FM is #1.
I'm Charlene Robert. Mirchi FM rocks in Lambasa.
I'm Soname Nursery Jackson. Mirchi FM is hot.
My name is Raymond Dutt. I'm in Baba Singh Alliance. Mirchi FM is hot in Lambasa.
I'm Kritika from Jack's Nursery. I love listening to Mirchi FM here in Nursery. Mirchi FM is hot.
Mirchi FM, it's hot.